Hello, everybody, and welcome to the rebrand first show of this AFC South show. Episode 36. We're going to keep the same continuity of this sports show. And as always, Blake is here with me on the anniversary episode. 1 year since we started doing this together. Thanks, big guy.
I know, it's been fun. I can't believe it's been a year.
I know, right? Time has just flown by.
What number did I get on? Because I didn't do all 36, of course.
No. Um, I think it was like 20 or something. Like 20. I don't remember the number. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
That's
20 something. And then you've been on several other podcasts of
yeah,
mine. We did an interview show and whatever. So,
yeah.
but we've got a huge show lined up. We haven't talked about much of anything over the last couple of weeks because we haven't done a show. So, let's start from the beginning. Aaron Rodgers, as a Titans fan, you guys were excited about the possibility of Aaron Rodgers coming to Tennessee. Now we know that's not happening. How does that feel?
I knew it wasn't gonna happen. I feel like any real Titans fan knew that wasn't gonna happen. I mean, just looking at Tannehill's contract, there's no way he's definitely gonna be our starter next year. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers is ever gonna leave Green Bay. He does this every single week. He's not leaving Green. He's gonna retire a Packer.
Yeah, more than likely. Um, but there was also recent rumblings of another. Uh, we'll call him a great out of position, but he's a little out of his prime, and Tom Brady's been kind of keeping his career alive. But somebody else who's been keeping his career alive is Tom Brady, as he's come back from retirement, all but assuring that Rob Gronkowski doesn't make a jump to Tennessee.
Yeah, that's been rumored. Apparently, there has been a lot of mutual interest getting Gronkowski over here. I think it would have been a good fit. It definitely depended on the price tag. So obviously, he's going to miss a lot of games. Like he's a part-time starter, who he pairs with somebody who's also good. Like they had OJ Howard and Cameron Brate.
Yeah.
It's like they could cycle guys in and out. Titans, our weakest position was tight end, so
And
he
all
would be the number one. What was that? I'm sorry.
all three of the tight ends that were on the Titans roster are not under contract anymore.
Correct. Yeah, Titans as of now have zero tight ends in our contract. So they're gonna have to just do something. They're gonna have to draft a couple at least. They're gonna have to pull what Patriots did when they drafted Gronkowski and RIP Aaron Hernandez.
I
And
don't even think we should say that. R.I.P. I don't think we want to rest that. I don't know. Anyway, we'll just That was an interesting draft.
yeah, they drafted both of them. They both worked out for the most part until the murders.
Yeah, until the crimes and
The
whatnot.
talent was there. Talent was
Well, the
there.
talent was there, but the brain was
Oof.
not there.
But yeah, so I could see the Titans doing something like that, drafting a couple tight ends. I think they're gonna have to, because I don't. The Titans they can't afford anybody.
Yeah.
They have to cut some serious players and restructure a lot of guys in order to make anything happen. And the whole tight end market's getting filled up right now. They're all being re-signed or franchise tagged.
With that being said, the Colts are without a quarterback now, as Carson Wentz has been officially traded to the Washington football team. Well, I mean, it's all signed. But it's
Commanders,
not official until I think Wednesday,
yeah, nearly a year.
16th, I think. Um, do you think the Colts? Do you think the Colts find an answer to the quarterback position this offseason?
Probably not. I thought that they were going to get Kirk Cousins or Jimmy G. Those are the two guys I think are going to go there. But Kirk Cousins just signed an extension with Minnesota, so that's not going to happen. Jimmy G, that's just going to raise his price tag because there's less options for the Colts, and they're not going to get Deshaun Watson because he's not going to be traded in the AFC South.
Absolutely
And
not.
and also the Colts have no draft capital at all. They're strapped. So any real quarterback, every quarterback now pretty much goes for at least one first, and they just don't have any first. And even if you do give up two, that team's not going to get one this year, and that's the most important first round pick.
Right.
So I don't see them doing anything this year. They might suck. We'll see.
Well, I think they still got a pretty solid defense, and Darius Leonard's comments as soon as Carson Wentz was traded kind of really summed it up. Like, here we go again.
I mean, it'll be 6 quarterbacks in 6 years starting week one. Like they never have their quarterback situation. Everyone at Ballard's ears, like he does not know how to keep a quarterback or develop one.
Yeah,
And that could be his downfall. I think this will be his last year if he has a poor season. If they miss the playoffs, I think Ballard's done, and I think Reich is also going to be gone.
yeah. You're definitely right. I agree on that. I think they have a pretty good window with the youth on that defense, but if they don't find something more serviceable than a Carson Wentz at the quarterback position this season, I completely agree that they will be both Ballard and Reich will be gone. Like
I
without,
just don't. I don't see many options. I mean, they could go for Mariota, which, I mean, short term. Um, One who I think could save them, and I think would be good, would be. I've been a huge fan of him. Been saying it forever. Is Gardner Minshew. I think he could be traded to Indianapolis, but I think he should be traded to Pittsburgh. I feel like Gardner Minshew with Mike Tomlin, that could be a dangerous roster and team, and it's out of the conference.
potentially. Um, I think outside of Jimmy G, the only other real threat to go and be a promising starter there would be a trade for maybe one. And with the lack of draft capital, they're going to have to trade players. So I mean, mm, like you're right. It's definitely gonna be a hard sell for them to find anybody at Q. They've got nothing. Like they just don't have the quantity of assets available at their fingertips to do
And the
anything
good
about it.
players, they probably won't trade. Like they're not going to trade Nelson. He's their best player. Darius Leonard, I mean, he might be unhappy and he could go, but I don't see them willingly getting rid of him unless he demands to be traded.
Yeah,
And
no.
he has voiced his opinion that he's not unhappy with a lot of moves they have made in the past. And it's
Yeah.
just another one. Like they got to do something. I mean, I'm glad that I'm glad to see them failing, but I just don't see Indianapolis doing much because I don't see any of them being a clear upgrade from Carson Wentz. Even Jimmy G is not a clear upgrade. He might slightly be. He could even be worse than Carson. But we'll see. I mean, Carson was healthier than Jimmy G this year.
Right. I mean that's true. Um, Elsewhere in the AFC, Russell Wilson is dealt from Seattle to Denver, making the AFC West the most quarterback-rich division in football. With Pat Mahomes, Herbert, and Russell Wilson, as well as Derek Carr,
Derek.
rounding out the bottom of the list there.
Derek Carr is great. I mean, not great, but I mean, he's pretty damn good. And for him being the worst quarterback in that division, just shows how strong it is.
Exactly. But I mean, with that kind of haul that they got, I mean, when when Russell was sent from Seattle to Denver, the haul was 2 first-round draft picks, 2 second-round draft picks, a fifth-round draft pick, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, a defensive lineman, and a third player, Drew Lock,
Yeah, Drew Lock.
and all for Russell Wilson and a fourth-round draft pick. That's a lot, but Russell Wilson's pretty solid.
If you win a Super Bowl, it doesn't matter. But I personally, right now, they overpaid. But I mean, I am a huge Russell Wilson. I think he is one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but he has been on a decline the last couple of years.
I think
That's
due to the
scary.
offensive line that he's had a
Yeah, no, it's very
bogus
true.
offensive line. Outside of Dwayne Brown, who's in his mid to late 30s at this point.
Mhm.
Um, but I say that to say that a 33-year-old quarterback who could potentially, in some people's eyes, be on the decline, got that big of a haul.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Now, with that in mind,
So you're going.
Deshaun Watson has been cleared of criminal charges. There will be none levied against him against the women that have filed the 20 plus civil lawsuits, as well as the 9 women that think like specifically filed criminal cases against him. So that's not happening, and now officially the trade market can fill and find the perfect situation that the Texans and Deshaun will agree on, and I can't see any situation where we get anything less than what the Seahawks got for Russell Wilson.
Probably right. I think it's gonna be something similar because I mean Deshaun's what 27, 28.
No, 26.
Oh wow. Okay, even better then. Yeah, you guys are probably gonna get at least three. I mean, they've been asking for three, and apparently they're not wavering.
Yeah, yeah. That's just three firsts, and
And
then
then they want also other players,
yeah,
like proven players. um,
I've heard the good round number to follow would be six. Um, three picks and three players.
I've been wanting, not wanting, but I definitely have been expecting Carolina to get him, giving up McCaffrey, several third or several firsts, and then throw in whoever, give
Yeah.
Robbie Anderson or something, give him wide receiver, um, or give Davis Mills a wide receiver, and then whoever quarterback they got, just throw Sam Darnold in. Why not?
um, I mean, as a Texans fan, I wouldn't like that trade just because McCaffrey's so injury prone. Um, but I feel like the Texans would probably take that trade
Mhm.
and probably cut their losses with McCaffrey after like a year.
Yeah, but it's a big name. It's a splash. They're like, hey guys, we got Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, especially with no clear-cut number one running back going into the offseason here. David Johnson.
Regardless, even with the injury, Christian McCaffrey is a huge upgrade at running back.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Not even close. Because I mean, that guy is an All-Pro. Just injuries.
Well,
All
last
that
2 years,
talent's there.
he hasn't played more than 10 games in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's not good.
So I mean, the other team would be the Saints in the same division, and they have a fair amount of draft capital, and they have a fair amount of players that could be traded.
Mhm.
So I think the competition between either the Saints and the Panthers is going to make them really kind of up the ante with what they're going to offer.
Especially considering they're both in the same division. So they Panthers do not want the Saints to get it and vice versa.
Exactly. So I think that's going to help the asking price. And then the Browns are in the mix, reportedly interested in trading Baker Mayfield, multiple first-round draft picks, and a couple other players for Deshaun.
Mhm.
So, I mean, as a Texans fan, this is a great time because
Yeah.
outside of just this, Caserio is interested in trading everything all the time. He's a very transaction-heavy GM. In his first year, there was like 50 total transactions in the offseason, which is just basically total team turnover. But yeah, so I think that would pretty well set the Texans up. But
Yeah, you guys are just sitting on a lottery ticket right now, just seeing what you're getting.
essentially, and they're gonna have to take his entire contract off of our cap.
Yeah.
So that'll clear up so much cap money.
I hope he does go to the Saints though. Saints have also been clearing up cap. I know they didn't have much to begin with. They just did restructure Marshawn Lattimore for like 14 million. So that would definitely help.
Yeah.
With acquiring Deshaun.
There's also Laramie Tunsil is being rumored to be on the trade block. So I think that would be. I think
that would hurt you guys, honestly. I mean, as a Titans fan, I hope that does happen.
He played 6 games last year.
Oh, is he that hurt?
Yeah. Well, it's not even that he's that hurt. He got hurt. I think he broke a finger or broke his hand, and I think he was supposed to be eligible to come back in like week 12, and then just didn't. Like they were just like, yeah, we're just not bringing him back. Basically, probably for the same reason they cut Zach Cunningham, but for our fortune, it's the off season. We get to get rid of him.
Mhm.
I don't think they would get anything less than a first round draft pick out of that trade as well.
That he's been worth so many first round picks.
So I'm saying, and they're going to try to recoup and get a player or two, potentially. I don't know his real trade value, but there are players on the team that the team likes at left tackle. There are left tackle options. The guy that we signed, what is his name? Ogbeninchen. Where'd it go?
Cedric something.
Yeah, Cedric Ogbuehi. He plays left tackle, and that might be the reason that we signed him before the free agency period actually started, um, because we're looking forward without Laramie Tunsil, who's I think in his second or third year on this contract extension that Bill O'Brien gave him, and yeah, I mean we signed him to a ridiculous $22 million a year deal. So, yeah, why not? But I think the team that they were saying that they would target would be like Arizona or God, it was somebody with like just balls offensive line in the NFC. The Eagles, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, the Eagles don't have a great one.
No. But yeah, so I mean, that as a Texans fan makes me feel good. I think that's a huge, huge powder keg of draft capital and cap freeing ability that is yet to be lit. That's going to be fun to watch happen. We also cut Terrence Mitchell and re-signed linebacker Christian Kirksey. I didn't jot down the details of that deal, but that's going to be that's nice. And then while we're talking about some AFC Souths, we don't have a lot on the Jags, but what we do have is that Carlos Hyde is out. He's been cut, and he can sign if anywhere before the league year starts, and it'll be official because he was cut before the league year. But the real focus that I want to talk about with the Jags is DJ Chark.
Yeah.
I think he's an LSU product, a fast downfield threat who's got some real burners on him, and at times he has flashed an enormous potential. I think he had 1,000 yards his second year in the league, and then just didn't really do anything the last couple years. He just kind of underperformed a little bit.
Yeah, last year, I mean, he only played 4 games, had 154 yards.
Yeah, he tore his ACL, I think, against Houston. So, what do you think his value is? I think he's 25, maybe going on 26. What do you think he would get on a contract, and where do you think he's going?
I think so for him, it kind of depends. If I was a GM, I'm giving him a 1-year prove it deal, 1 year, $3 million or something. Like you see a lot of these guys that people you wouldn't expect every offseason. They're like, oh, he signed for that little. I feel like he might be one of those guys, but I feel like he could also go to like the Giants on like a grossly overpaid deal.
Yeah, they do be loving a grossly overpay.
Yeah, so they could give him like a 3-year, like $40 million deal or something like that. I could see that, or maybe just like a 1 year, $3 million, because he has had injuries and he hasn't done anything since year 2. And as you mentioned, he did get 1,000 yards, but I mean it was barely. It was 1,008.
Right.
So he's definitely had the potential. He's very fast. He's from an SEC school. He's always faced strong competition. He's never had a great quarterback or a decent quarterback, really, besides Gardner Minshew. But and he did play best with Gardner. Just saying.
You're selling this man.
I'm selling him, man. I believe in Gardner, man. So, he's going to win multiple Super Bowls. I guarantee it. But
back up somewhere probably.
Yeah, he'll get a ring, just like Garoppolo's got a ring. But I definitely can see Chark. It's one or the other. And as a place to go, if he goes to a good team, that's going to be like if he goes to
I could see him going to New England.
Rams. New England. I think New England would give him one of those 1 year, $3-4 million deals.
Yeah, and then he'll go, and Mac Jones will be like, "Awesome, I got somebody fast to throw the ball to."
Yeah, just
like it was like Damiere Byrd was his only speed threat last year.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see how Mac Jones does now without Josh McDaniels. I hope, because I hate Josh McDaniels, is the most boring play caller in the world. I think he's gonna fail in Las Vegas.
I mean, just like he failed with the Broncos.
Yeah, that was miserable. They should have never gave that young man because he was young at that time.
Yeah,
All that power.
pretty much.
He drafted Demarius Thomas, but that's it.
Wouldn't that mean he would have had to draft like Von Miller and stuff too?
I don't think he drafted Von Miller because he was only with them for a little while.
Demaryius Thomas was 33 when he died.
Yeah, with the left-handed guy, Tebow, was the first pick.
Oh, well, that sucks. The left-handed guy.
Yeah,
That's how you remember Tim Tebow, the left-handed guy.
yeah.
You know, the guy, the left hand was left.
It was left. Yeah, he didn't. He left the year before
Vaughn was drafted.
Miller.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
he was
crazy.
there 2009, 2010.
Oh, so I thought he was there for like 3 years, I guess.
No, he was trash. And I think he's gonna be trash in Vegas too. It's just a screen to the running back or a quick slant. That's all he's got. So I'm excited to see what Mac Jones does if he has like whoever that offensive. They still haven't gotten an offensive coordinator, so we'll see what happens.
Probably just gonna be Bill Belichick mumbling into the microphone.
Just get a touchdown,
Yeah, do it, kid.
score, 6-1.
Moving to the division champs from a season ago, the Titans have officially parted ways with Roger Saffold, Kendall Lamb, and Darrington Evans.
Praise God. I'm so glad Darrington Evans is gone.
And then they also restructured a deal with Harold Landry.
They re-signed.
No, re-signed. Sorry, not restructured. Re-signed. Pretty solid deal, pretty good player. I can't necessarily fault the Titans for doing it. He had really good production last season. His edge threat on that, they do admittedly have one of the better front fours in football.
Yeah.
And when you're in a Super Bowl window like that with a bad quarterback like the Ravens back in 2000, because Trent Dilfer's got a ring.
Yep.
I mean, I'm calling it like it is. He's a faster Trent Dilfer.
And shout out Lipscomb Academy.
Shouts, Lipscomb. I forgot that he was doing that, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, when you're in that window, you need as much as that defense to stay together as possible, and that keeps your Super Bowl window as open as possible. And that's why Ray Lewis played until he was like 109, just trying to get that ring for the second time. R.I.P. Ray Lewis.
RIP his victims too.
We do not condone. Anyway,
The actions of him or Aaron Hernandez. There's a lot of bodies between the two.
that's true. That's actually a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna do some screen sharing now. We're gonna look at the over the cap figures for the AFC South. And this will show us our pending free agents as well. So starting with Houston, Deshaun Watson carries the largest base salary for the year of $35 million and a bonus of $5.4 million with a total cap of $40.4 this season. Desmond King will be a free agent. Justin Reed is going to be a free agent. Britt, Malik Collins, I think they're going to try to bring back. I don't know why we signed Danny Amendola. It worked several times, and I get it, but I don't know why that ever happened. Honestly, compared to other years where it's been like, oh no, we lost DJ Reader, or we didn't bring back Kareem Jackson or something. I think outside of Justin Reed, I'm okay with letting everybody here go. Yeah. I would love to see Justin Reed come back, but I don't think he will. I think we're going to lose him. And I think that if he does walk, then the Panthers become, I guess the Panthers and the Saints would be the more optimal draft partners, because with the Panthers, they could trade Deshaun Watson and get Jeremy Chin in the deal. And then with the Saints, they could trade Deshaun Watson and get either Chauncey Gardner-Johnson or is it C.J. Gardner-Johnson? Johnson?
Yeah.
Anyway. Or Williams, the other guy. Let's take a look here at the Colts. Go. Come on. There we go. All right. Eric Fisher is going to be a huge. Well, did he even play last year? Thought he like tore his Achilles and came in late.
Not sure.
Xavier Rhodes.
Yeah, that'll be a big one for him. I expect him to be back though.
Mark Lewinsky, Jack Doyle retired. T.Y. Hilton. I could see him bringing back Pascal.
Yeah, Pascal's been really good for them. He's just kind of very reliable for whichever quarterback's in.
Yeah. I would expect sometime soon for probably Braden Smith to get a new deal.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was re-signed recently, but and Braden Smith and Quentin Nelson are in the same draft class, so they're going in on their fourth year, or they just had their fourth year. So,
yeah, Quentin's his option. He should be on an option, so he's really not a free agency, I believe.
Well, no, yeah, these guys are just like the cap number.
Oh, the cap number. I
As
apologize.
free agents. Yeah, I'm just looking over here, being like, all right, well, this Braden Smith's got to get re-signed at some point, and they've got damn near $70 million in cap space, so they've got money. Well, actually, okay, here's the dead money, $6 million in dead money. All right, let's check out. I didn't actually look at the cap numbers for the Texans.
They had 11 million. Yeah, 11.7.
7.7. What was the 35 million in dead cap. Nice. There we go. And the Jaguars, 39.6, 18 in total dead monies. Andrew Norwell, a big free agent. He kind of went to Jacksonville and wasted the latter half of his career.
Yeah, I don't expect him to be back. He's going to go somewhere and try to win a ring. Even if it means being underpaid.
They overpaid like hell for Cam Robinson, hitting him with a franchise tag.
Mm-hmm. They could afford it, though, honestly. I'd probably do the same thing.
I mean, yeah. They've got DJ Chark in the free agency pool, Taven Bryan. A few of these guys are regular starters, but at the same time, they've got a few players that are probably better left on the doorstep anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're a team trying to change a culture with Doug Peterson coming in, trying to get the best out of Lawrence. Oof. 140,000 in cap space.
It's about 4 million right now, though. That's not completely updated.
Okay.
So it's about 4 million right now, which is still not very much.
Okay. Tannehill has a tag of 38.6.
We expect Tannehill to restructure.
I would assume Kevin Byard is at 15, Derrick Henry's at 15, Lawan's just shy of 15, Julio Jones is just shy of 14 and a half. 10 million for Janoris Jenkins and Zach Cunningham each. Almost 20 million for Dupree.
Yeah, I know that one hurts. I know. I did not really want us to get Bud Dupree at that, especially because if we knew we were going to pay Landry, which we did,
yeah,
it's just hard to justify spending that kind of money on two edge rushers.
With probably one of the lower tier, but like still better than good centers. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I love Ben Jones. I hope he comes back.
I could see it, but I don't know. He's at that point in his career where it kind of be like, could retire, could not. We'll see. Rashawn Evans, Swain, Jayon Brown, Chester Rogers, Michael Pruitt, R.I.P. his ankle.
R.I.P.
And then Marcus Johnson and Matthias Farley. with the roughly $4 million in cap space.
Yeah, I expect most of those guys not to come back. Jayon, I mean, we kind of burned the bridge with Jayon, which is unfortunate because I like him a lot. And he's going to go somewhere and he's going to ball out.
Yeah. he absolutely will. I bet he goes down to Jacksonville, honestly. I don't have any proof of that or any reason to believe that in my heart. I just know it is. I just know it.
I know the Ravens wanted him last year, and they offered him a lot of more money, but he came back on Titans on like a 1 year, $4 million, very team friendly deal to win a Super Bowl, and that didn't pan out, and he ended up getting hurt again, and then also benched, a couple times for Zach Cunningham, and David Long. I expect David Long to be a starter next year, and then Cunningham, he could get cut, but if not restructured.
Yeah. Well, we've covered a lot of things, and I think we've covered all the important things to look forward to. But Monday is the legal tampering period at 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that teams can officially start talking to players about signing with them. And then on Wednesday, any deals made are officially able to be signed and made official. So that's some things to look forward to. What's a free agent, Blake, that you would like to see come to Tennessee? That could feasibly happen that you would just like to see.
See, the Titans have such little cap. I don't see any of them really happening. One I would not mind getting it'd be a trade, but it's somebody that's on the market. It was Jarvis Landry. I would like to hit him to be our slot receiver. I think if the Browns ate up that contract, we gave them like third-round pick or something, then that would be nice. Yeah. Or maybe, or an actual free agent is the tight end from the Bengals, Uzama. I like him a lot. He's injured, but I think he'd be a good fit.
Absolutely, he's a huge presence.
Mm-hmm.
For me, if I had my way, I would bring Dwayne Brown back to Houston to anchor the left tackle spot just for one more season. Mm-hmm. Let him go out as a Texan if he wants to, and then trade Tunsil. That gives you the liberty of being able to trade Tunsil, and then hopefully you can get several firsts in this year's draft and trade back and stuff and get hella picks, because I think this year's draft is very full on offensive linemen and interior defensive linemen. Yeah. I just want to see what's going to happen. I'm so excited for the draft this year. Caserio, I hope you're listening.
He is.
I need you to trade a lot. Trade back. It's fine. Like if we're top 3 right now. We could be like top 10. I'm okay with that, because we're going to get a first-round draft pick next year on top of just falling 7 spots. So, I'm cool.
That's what you guys should do.
No, that's what I'm saying. All right. That's going to do it for the official first rebrand episode of this AFC South show. It's going to take some getting used to. Number 36. Blake, thanks for coming on, man. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
And thank you for watching, and be good people.
Yes, sir.